Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video like this one. We do daily content on this channel where we talk about different homebrew, how to install different plugins, different emulators and things like that. So I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this video. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for watching, and today we're going to take a look at this awesome application for our PS Vita, and this one is called RetroArch, and it's basically an all-in-one emulation application for our Vitas. And this thing is so powerful because it emulates all sorts of different consoles and computers. So it plays games from our PCs, classic PC games, and also our classic consoles like the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy. It does it all. It's crazy. And I just recently tested the PS1 emulation, and it's working just fine. And so I wanted to take a look at it with you real quick and show you what we got going on, and then we're going to proceed on how to install this application onto your Vita. So as you can see, I have Pokemon Emerald version playing. Oh yeah, and before we begin, I apologize for my voice. I picked up a nasty cold and I have a very stuffy nose, so I apologize ahead of time if I sound annoying in this video. But I really wanted to get this one out for you this week because it's a must-have app for you on your Vita. So I'm going to go back to the main menu here and close out this game. And it has a beautiful interface. I love it so much. It's very simple, very easy to understand, and it has all sorts of different cores, meaning that there's different emulations for the specific console or the specific one you're trying to emulate. Like let's go look at the different emulations I have here. We have the Doom emulation from our, this is one of the old school PSP version Doom games that I threw on here. Here's our Game Boy Advance emulation, and as you can see, it has all sorts of different ROMs in this folder. And what this app does is it scans your folders and it grabs all the games and has them pretty much linked up here, and you can download the different artwork for it, which is nice. That way it's not as simple like this. Unfortunately, it didn't get anything here when I scanned it. No big deal. But in order for you to scan for the wallpapers, or I'm sorry, the artwork, you're going to have your Wi-Fi internet connection enabled. And that one is the Game Boy. This one was the Game Boy Color. Here is the NES. And this is pretty cool because we have different icons. You can see, like, this one is the icon for the NES controller, and this one's the Game Boy Color with kind of like the corner cut off. Or I'm sorry, that one's the Game Boy and this one's the Game Boy Color, and the original Game Boy Advance, which is pretty awesome. And we have the SNES ROMs here, and it works great. I'm so happy with this app, and I have no issues so far. So it's working great, and I'll show you some cool ROM packs where you can download like the complete library of the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy Color, things like that. Here's the Sega Genesis, and yeah, that's basically it. Beautiful interface here. You can see that you can do all sorts of different things. It's just not a simple little app where it just, hey, here's the game, run the game for me, boom. So here's our settings, and it has all sorts of different options for us: configuration, saving, logging, on-screen display, user interface, power management, achievements, network. It's crazy how well this one was put together. And here's my history of all the games I've been playing so far. Kind of cool. And you can also add music and, I guess, host or have some kind of chat going on here. I've not tested that out yet, but hopefully in the future we will. This app does emulate PS1 games, but I'm going to save that for another video. And so let's go ahead and begin on the installation of this amazing app. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is go to our Vita shell, and we want to enable our USB connection. We can press start, and you want to make sure your select button is on USB, or you can do the FTP transfer, which is a wireless transfer. All you have to do is make sure that your Wi-Fi internet connection is the same network as your PC, and you can transfer files wirelessly without the need of a cable, which is nice. But I'm just going to do this on the USB connection, and make sure your USB device is set to the correct option here, and mine is the SD2 Vita, which I'm rocking a 256 gigabyte card. And I do have a video on how to install that, and I'll have that link in the description below for you. So let's go back, press select, and now we can connect our cable to our Vita and head on over to the PC. Okay, head on over to the first link in the description, and that'll take you to RetroArch.com. And you want to scroll down and find the PS Vita option to download. Here it is, PS Vita. Click on download, and we're going to be downloading the VPK file shown in our folder. There we go. Let's refresh that. And here is our USB drive, our PS Vita drive. And what we're going to do now is copy this VPK onto the root of our PS Vita. And since I already have it, I'm not going to copy that over. And you can always create a new folder called VPK, and this is where I keep all of my files, just to be more organized and just more efficient when I'm looking for these files. And you could just drag that over and copy it on, and that's basically it. Now for the ROMs, I have created a folder in my USB drive called ROMs, and this basically holds all of the different games for each console, like the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, the Genesis. The N64 is not working. I was testing that out and it just doesn't do anything. Here's my NES, PS1, SNES, so on and so forth. And that just basically keeps all of your games organized, and it's just the best way to do it for me personally. So head on over to the second link, and that'll take you to the nitroblog.org or nblog.org, and here we can find all of the ROM packs. And basically these packs are every single game for that console. So the NES pack is 655 ROMs, which is 67.1 megabytes. That's very small considering all the games that are included. And we have the Super Nintendo pack, the Game Boy pack, the Game Boy Color, Sega Game Gear, and the Game Boy Advance pack, which is insane. So you can always do that, or you can just download them one by one. I recommend going to downloadroms.io. You could just go to Super Nintendo and just one by one download all your favorites and just throw them onto your USB drive, and that's basically it. So let's head on over to our Vita and finalize the installation. Alright, now that we're back on our Vita, we want to install that VPK. And that folder for the VPKs are going to be located in my UXO folder. And it's going to be different depending where you have all of your files installed. Let's go to my UXO folder. So just go ahead and find that VPK. Here's my folder. And there is RetroArch.vpk. You just want to select it and install the package. I'm not going to do that just because I already did that, and you just have to wait like a few seconds to install it, and that's basically it. Once it's finished installing, we want to go back onto our PC and add some packages, and this is going to finalize the entire RetroArch installation. So let's press select and connect back onto our PC. Back on our PC, you want to click on the second link in the description down below, and that will begin downloading this zip file called bundle. And once you have it all finished downloading, you want to right click and extract here. Here it is. And this is basically gonna finish up the installation of RetroArch, and this is just a bunch of information, a bunch of data that's missing for the application. And we're gonna just throw this all into our RetroArch folder. So here we go, it's finishing up opening the files, and we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different folders. One called assets, auto config, database, info, overlays, and shaders. Moving on to our USB drive, we want to find the RetroArch folder, and that's going to be under data. Here is our RetroArch folder here. Let me oversize that, open that up, and you want to throw all this information into this folder. So just copy all those and dump it into the data RetroArch folder here. And since I already have this, I'm not going to do that. And it's about 11,000 items that it's going to be copied onto your Vita here. And that's basically just going to fill up all those holes missing from the VPK. Now we can go back on our Vita and start up the application. So you can go back to your home page and you will see this nice little Atari, I forgot where this is from, little icon, and it's going to say RetroArch. So start that up, and we have a beautiful wallpaper. I love that. Looks so sick. Let's start that baby up. And it does take some time for it to load. There we go. And you're not going to see any of these loaded yet. What you're going to have to do is scan a directory, meaning the app is going to scan a certain folder which holds your games, and then it's going to start compiling the different names and different sections for each game, and it's just going to start doing this. Now, since I have all of the entire library of the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo Entertainment System, it might take some time. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I currently have 9 games right now, and I'm going to scan that directory. And I also have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's like about 30 games, right? Now let's scan a directory. Let's go in here. Or you can scan a file, but it's better just to scan a whole folder. My files are in the UXO folder. And here are my ROMs. Let's go in here. And let's choose a specific folder. I'm going to do the NES. This might not take too long, so let's do that one. And hit this option here. Scan this directory. And as you can see, all sorts of different games. Every single game created for that console, which is great, and I'm excited to see that. So at the bottom here, you're gonna see this like little green messages, and I am having a hard time how to blow that up, but that's your loading. That's what's pretty much going on right now with scanning your games right now. Once we have that scan, we can go back and take a look at that section, and as you can see, there's a lot more games than just the 8 that I mentioned before, and the app is going to start to lag a little bit because it's going to start scanning all sorts of different games and add them to the specific location, and all of these will need to have an updated artwork. So I'll show you that in the next step once this is all completed. Wow, that's a lot of games. Holy crap. Okay, so here we are in the NES selection, and I had to stop the scan because it was getting too long, and I didn't want to wait too long to finish this video because it's late night right now. Anyways, I have all the games scanned from A to S. So I'm just missing a few more titles. No big deal. But the next step you would want to do is get all the thumbnails for all your games. And if you just have several, you can always just go into each game, go down and select download thumbnails. And there we go. There is our Dragon Strike artwork for this game. So the best way to scan each directory is to go to your settings. We're going to go to the first option here, and we want to go to online updater, and you must have the internet connection enabled in order for you to get these thumbnails. So let's select that, and here we go. Our first option is playlist thumbnails updater, so let's select that. And now let's select our Nintendo NES directory, and there's going to be this little scan going on at the bottom here. So when you're scanning your directories and downloading your thumbnails, you're going to see this little, it's kind of this little info going on down there, but having a hard time to kind of blow that up to show you what's really going on, and I'm still working on that. And in another video, we're just going to take a look at all the settings and what we can do differently to improve our gameplay and things like that. Just because I don't want this video to be too long, let's go back into our NES section directory, and most of our thumbnails should be loading, but it's going to take a long time just because I have over 500 games right now currently, and I'm still missing a couple hundred. As you can see, most of these don't have thumbnails, but we'll be back and I'll show you the results. So it finally got every single thumbnail in this directory of the NES, which is great, and it looks beautiful. So let's run a game here, and I have Back to the Future for the NES. Let's select that, and once you select a ROM, you have different options here. You can rename it, remove, add to favorites, set core association, reset core, info, and download thumbnail. Let's run that, and now we can choose a core to run this game. This is basically different emulators, and there's not a perfect emulator for all of your games. You're just gonna have to try each one to see which one works best, right? So I'm just gonna go with the first option here, no big deal. Back to the Future for the NES. Okay. Okay, let's collect the clock. Whoa. Wait, what? I just died again? Crap. I'm not doing so good, guys. Am I supposed to collect the clocks? Alright. Oh, the bully got me. Alright, so let's press start, and in order to get back to the main menu, you want to hold down on the D-pad and press select, and this will take you to the quick menu, and here we can resume our game, restart, close content, take screenshot, state slot, save state, load state, undo load state, undo save state, add to favorites, options, on-screen overlay, rewind, latency, controls, cheats, overrides, and info. Wow, that's a lot. So let's close this guy out and choose another ROM. Let's go to our Super Nintendo. Let's go back. And let's try one of these games. So here we go. Let's do Donkey Kong Country 2, my favorite game, one of my favorites of all time. Let's run that. And since I already chose a core for it, it's just gonna automatically start for me. And I do have a save state, which is great. Now all I have to do is press down and select and load my state. Hopefully this works. Perfect. There we go. That's where I left off last time. And you can always save it by just going back to that little menu and just select that save state. So you don't have to necessarily use the in-game save to save your games, which is wonderful. And I'm gonna go to my favorite level here, and that's Hot Head Hop. I love this level so much. I love the music and everything about it. And as you can see, this game is running flawlessly. I was playing this for hours. It's such a fun game. Kind of hard to play on this stand here, as I'm trying not to scratch it. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these, I do have a link in the description. And you can use my discount code to save 15%, which is great. Alright, so I want to destroy that. Let's use him to jump over here. Oh crap. Wait a second. Let's see if we can jump. There we go. Let's grab that. Boom. We just got 2 lives. Let's get our girl. Boom. So that is basically it, guys. This is such a beautiful app for our Vitas, and highly recommend you guys checking this out and installing it. And that is it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video like this one. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any questions, as always, please comment down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Take care, guys, and I will see you on the next one.